I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at villageXchange@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is a community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed. You are so pretty. Holy shit.
I think you like me in red.
No, I don't like you in red. This is a Jezebel.
I know. We just had that conversation. But whenever I wear a red shirt, you always like it.
I like everything. You're so pretty. Look at that. God
I said I look
almighty.
like a Greek goddess.
Who?
I don't know. There's something in the chat.
You do. Subhanallah. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to listen to some Trivium. And this is for some very, very
you guys,
important...
this is for Fernando and STACIE again.
Fernando, who is one of our favorites on the channel.
Yes.
You guys have favorites? Of course we do.
Okay, so
of course we have favorites.
STACIE listens to this song when she's cleaning the house.
She does? Mm-hmm. Okay, Stace. So this better
One,
be good.
She probably likes good music. And 2, she also cleans. So Fernando got lucky.
Wow. I wish I had a wife that cleaned. She does. I'm telling you. I'm just going to say, just stop. This woman's Superwoman. She's been killing on the channel for the last 2 weeks. I haven't been doing shit. I've been struggling with my depression and all that shit. Sori's just going, whoop, whoop. I understand, babe. I got you. She's got my back. It's the first time in my entire life that's ever happened to me. Ever. You know, in this world. I had other worlds where I had people, but that was a completely different situation. First time in my entire life I've had that kind of support. So, thank you, babe. Wanted to honor you in front of everybody. All right. This is Trivium. This is Fernando, and here we go. This is Fernando. No. Actually, you probably want to know the name of the song. The name of the song is Down from the Sky from Trivium. Let's go. That is not what I wanted to happen.
The sound of something leaving.
Yeah, that was not what we wanted to happen. This is what we wanted to happen.
Boom, and then you put up a thing that, like, we're done. No refunds.
Down from the sky.
Lyrics. Oh, go ahead, brother. Did it stop? Whoa! Talk to him! Talk to him, brother minister.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Hopefully they don't block that.
Block it. You know what's funny?
The stream hasn't been blocked so far, so I think
Well,
we're in good
that's
shape, inshallah.
You know what's funny? When it was playing, I didn't realize it, but my volume was turned way down. So I was like, yeah, I mean, it's just not very moving. And then all of a sudden I realized that my volume was like down. So I cranked up and I was like, yo, it was like a totally different song. And then I was like picturing, I mean, I don't know what Stacie looks like, but I picture the Stacie I knew when I was growing up like that. And she's like cleaning the house like a crazy woman with that song going.
Yeah.
I bet you're sweeping fast, scrubbing fast.
Yeah. Unbelievable stuff. Man, this is, I thought this was going to be a love song. This ain't no love song.
No, she cleans the house to it.
Okay. All right, shorty, I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at, why are you looking at me like that? What does that mean?
No, I'm just, it's
do you
just,
mean you won't
love
lose?
songs have their place, but, sometimes you need something really moving to get you going when you do a bunch of work.
Oh, I see what you're
So
saying.
it's like, I'm just proud of Stacie for having such a great song, and it has such, it's an important message. It's not just, heavy and motivating, but it also has a very important message.
It got blocked. Talk to the people. Tell them that, don't worry, we're still here. So it got blocked because we played the official video. So you're seeing it in YouTube land as the regular, whatever lyric video, whatever. But we originally did the real one, but then we got banned.
Vin called victory too soon.
He jinxed it by talking about it. The blocking gods did not approve. Don't worry about it. We're back. Oh, my non-existent God, Daniel Montgomery says, who obviously, if there was no God existing, he wouldn't be able to formulate a sentence. So, Dan, when I get you back on, you're going to have to explain to me how you're able to formulate a sentence if there's no God. Okay.
Violators.
Violators! Violators!
All All right, so fun, absolutely fun.
I love that song.
In a very important message.
I was in a call one time with Alex Hefner and the guitarist. I didn't know he was the main singer. And I was talking to Alex about like some like technical thing with what's that thing that we use? Because I let him borrow it because he needed to do the interview. Ring Central.
Oh.
Yeah, he has my Ring Central account. So shout out to Alex Hefner. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. All of his stuff. I think it's just Alex Hefner. If you Google Alex Hefner, you'll find it.
Oh,
Best reaction channel, greatest reaction channel on the planet. Him and what's the other guys? Blake. Nuclear Reactions. Okay, guys. Lyrically, when was this song? 2008. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. 2008. I think this is probably commentary on the Iraq War. Is what it looks like to me. And
I would agree with that. Yeah,
US,
that's what I thought it was. U.S.
empire expansion and the consequences thereof is what it looks like to me.
But I really think that it can fit in any time period. You know, the idea of just massacre, innocent blood, stuff like that. You know, vampires feeding on mankind for their own, growing fat on the throne of an empire. Tyrant rules with the threat of a great fire. Like, I mean, there's tyrant rules with the threat of a great fire. Interesting.
That's
Christians.
I've got something for that.
Yeah.
A chasm grows in the cavity of serpentine teeth. Hunger pangs strike for the sweet feast of innocent blood and innocent bloodshed. Now here we go. The vampires feed on the wars of mankind, growing fat on the throne of an empire. A tyrant rules with the threat of a great fire. That's good rhyming. I've opened up my eyes and seen the world for what it's worth. That's a good line. Mm-hmm. Because I was expecting him to say, I've opened my eyes and seen the world for what it is, and it's a terrible place, blah, blah, blah. That's not what he did. He said, I opened my eyes and saw the world for what it's worth. That is the issue. All of these conflicts are ultimately about what we ultimately value.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So every war is a war over what we value. Mm-hmm. So if I look at my fellow man across from me, but he's got resources I want, I say I can't kill him because that human being is more important than that stuff.
Yeah.
But if I flip it and I say, no, resources are primary, then I'm going to kill my brother to take his stuff. Mm-hmm. So when he says I've opened up my eyes and seen the world for what it's worth, that is so powerful. Because if we saw, and the other thing is, you're part of the world, right? So here's what that means, right? Like, if you say the complete purpose of my life is to generate money, generate capital, you're actually degrading yourself. Mm-hmm. You're actually worth more than the capital that you're pursuing. Mm-hmm. So that line, seeing the world for what it worth is actually so huge, and it's really one of the top 2 or 3 reasons for why this stuff is the way that it is. It's our lack of value, and that translates to a lack of empathy. So for example, we were covering, George Floyd on the other channel, and look, whether or not you thought he was a stand-up guy, whatever, there was a moment where his daughter was talking about the impact of, she was talking about how he always used to brush her teeth at night. He used to brush her teeth every night or whatever.
And she wanted to make sure she was doing a good job.
Yeah,
so she would keep good teeth.
She had really good teeth. And in the middle of that, a guy goes, George Floyd has been drug-free for a year. In the middle of his daughter talking about that, right? And of course, everybody jumped on the guy, and rightly so. But I said, no, this guy is something happened to that person. Like, something happened to where his worth, his judgment of the worth of human beings has been skewed to the point where he can become so callous that he could say that about somebody,
a child even. Yeah.
Yeah, most of us are disarmed by children.
Yeah.
Especially children who've lost parents. But no, we haven't done Rise Against yet, Jedi. Don't worry. So, like, that's the real issue, is we're not valuing each other. And when I say we, I'm talking about all of us,
Yeah.
you know, like, look, if this guy's talking about Iraq, I mean, you know, I said this on the other channel, I was completely propagandized by the Iraq war in the sense of I supported it. I remember I had liberal friends who were saying, you do realize we're going to kill innocent people. And I said, I don't care. They killed 3,000 of ours. I don't care. Now, I have an aunt that died in 9/11. But I was wrong. I was wrong for that. But what happened is they took the pain, and honestly, like, God rest my aunt. And to be honest with you, I'm not worried about her because she wouldn't trade places with me at all right now. But the thing that got me was I saw people from my country jumping out of buildings because they'd rather die that way than burn to death. And that was it. I wanted blood, and I wanted people to suffer for what I was seeing happen in my country. The other thing was I was in Maine. My girlfriend at the time was in New York City. So I didn't know what was going on. I was completely beside myself. I was, you know, and I, you know, knock, you knew that the war was BS from the word go, but I didn't. And I had people in my life that were trying to tell me, listen, man, this is not what you think. I wouldn't listen. I was wrong. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was wrong. Did the government use the pain that I was feeling? Because you guys know I feel things very deeply. Everybody knows that. And I don't believe in talking about stuff. Like, oh, you hurt somebody in my family? I'm going to go find you, motherfucker. I'm going to find you. So, but that's where a lot of us were like that at the time. A lot of us were like that at the time. But they took, you know, when they talk about vampires, you know, they took the pain and the young foolishness of youth where you feel like you're this like invincible person, and they used it to manipulate a whole hell of a lot of us to do a lot of terrible shit to very good people.
Yeah.
And all of us have to answer to God for everything that we've said and done and supported. But I think that it's like, almost everybody now says the Iraq war was based on lies and BS.
Yeah.
And one of the things that's crazy to me is like, we all go, oh yeah, that was BS. And then everybody like, wait a second, like, who's going to get held accountable?
Yeah, I know.
Who's going to get held accountable for this bullshit? Nobody? We just went over there and massacred those people and took their shit. You know, Trump, after we got Baghdadi, he was like, hey, he's like, I'm taking their stuff. I'm taking their oil, man. Like, and there's no accountability. Like, we just did that, and our government did that to us, and our media did that to us, and then now we go, yeah, it was all, and they're like, yeah, it was all bullshit. Now you got Bush playing, you know, football or whatever, you know. It's like, it's very hard to reconcile, and really the only people that talk about it really are I keep telling you, the comedians and the artist, the musician.
Yep.
This is what art is supposed to do to a degree, right? Some of it's supposed to be entertainment and, you know, fun and, hey, let's all party. And, you know, she's listening to this while she's cleaning her house. Shout out to the homie. But there's also the responsibility that these artists, the media, have abandoned us, bro.
Yeah, I know.
So if we don't have the artists still telling us and reminding us, and I know this song is like over 10, 15 years old, but we have to, and I love the fact that it's in song and it's a good song, because then I can show my kids and say, this is what happened to us. And inshallah, we won't make the same error again the next time around. We can see it and go, no, wait a second. I know what you're doing. Which, bless God, that's exactly what happened with the Syria situation. Is they were trying to set us up to go back into Syria. And thank God for Aaron Mate and the Gray Zone and Jimmy Dore. These are regular Americans who really helped us not get lied into another war. Man.
I think that there's kind of multiple things that I thought of when I was listening to this one. One was obviously the war angle, but also when he said hunger pangs strike. I had this dream the other night that it was the weirdest dream that I've probably ever had. I don't know, where I was like a woman in some other place that we didn't have any food, and I had a baby, and my baby was starving to death. And then I was all these different people. Like after that dream finished, then I was in another situation where there was starvation, and another situation where there was starvation. I just kept like all these different lives of different people where starvation was a thing, and it's so incomprehensible to us because, like, I'll say I'm super hungry right now, but I'm like, I haven't had supper.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
That's why I get mad. I'm like, you're not starving.
Yeah, well, I never said I was starving.
I've seen people. No, you say it a lot. I've seen people who are starving.
I guess I did probably say it.
I've seen people who are starving, and it does not look.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I know I'm wrong for that because you haven't seen that stuff.
No, but still.
So I should be more sensitive to it. But go ahead.
So it was, I don't know, it was a pretty crazy dream because I was just like seeing all this stuff, and then I was more than seeing it, I was experiencing it, and it was such a frustrating feeling because I was like, people are just going about their day, they're just going about their lives in other places where there's so much food that they literally are throwing stuff into the garbage, which is America. I'm an American in my dream, and in all those dreams, so it was pretty crazy. And then there's another piece that I'll tell you later. It was pretty interesting, but anyway, so hearing that part, like it says, for the sweet feast of innocent blood. I don't know. It just, the idea that some people are struggling and suffering so badly when I don't know. Okay, here's an example that try to see exactly what I'm saying. So I went to Starbucks today to get a drink for me and Vinny, and the kids were there with me, and they're always talking a lot. So I'm like listening to the kids, but also trying to give the order, and it's a very particular order. And then
we've got a pretty that's a pretty complicated order. It is,
but it's super good. So anyway, maybe I'll post it on Patreon so you guys can, if you guys ever go through Starbucks, you can get the Vin and Sori special. Anyway, so
we should do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right, patrons, check it out. Yeah. Vin and Sori special.
I just lost the other half.
You know what we should do? We should the next time that we go through Starbucks, you should film it.
Oh, yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a good idea.
All right, go ahead.
So anyway, I'm there, and, when the kids, I just noticed that I start, like, when the keypad thing is asking me questions, I just want to put no on everything. Because I don't want any extra cash, I don't want any, I just want to get out of here. And so it was actually asking me if I wanted to give, like, some dollars to starving children or something like that. And I clicked no. And then it was kind of like one of those things, like when I was like, oh my gosh, I just clicked no. And then like after, like, you're kind of processing through it, and it's like, well, I get it that I was busy, but that's pretty crazy that I could be
You have that option.
Right.
You have that option.
Right.
Yeah. And
if it was my kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would be so friggin' focused, and I would be so angry at the rest of the world for not fixing the problem. But
yeah, no, that's true. That's really, really, really true.
I almost wanted to buy another drink just so I could click the option.
That was the one at Shaw's then.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, I lost my other half of the earring.
There's a line he made about the Emperor and the fire, which is probably a reference to Nero.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Here's Tacitus. Yet no human effort, nor princely largesse, nor offerings to the gods could make that infamous rumor disappear that Nero had somehow ordered the fire. So this great fire is completely destroying Rome, and most of us think Nero did it. And the Nero was like, it was the Christians.
So bad.
Therefore, in order to abolish that rumor, Nero falsely accused and executed with the most exquisite punishments those people called Christians, who were infamous for their abominations. So when he talks about the emperor and the great fire, that's a reference to Nero, who's universally looked upon as being a beast. Like, literally, he's called a beast by Pliny, I believe. So, yeah. So, obviously, he makes reference to religion here, which definitely is a motivation for war. Although I will say that it seems to me that in the last 100 years, capitalism and colonialism have been root causes for many of our wars. As well as human vengeance. See the Treaty of Versailles, and then Germany's very horrifically, evil response. So I understand the impulse to blame religion, but that's one of those things where, and in 2008, here's the thing that's really interesting. In 2008, there was a religious undertone to the war. I mean, that's a fact. I would listen to Christian radio. I had Christian radio on all the time. When we killed Uday and Hussein, that was on the Christian radio. They were celebrating it. They were talking about it the whole time. If you listen to Christian radio, I'm not talking about right-wing radio now like Fox. I'm not even talking about those guys. Because I wasn't listening to those guys. At the time, I was listening to Christian radio like 5 hours a day. So when I say I was propagandized, I was not propagandized by Bill O'Reilly. I was propagandized by James Dobson. We continue. But now I've always pointed out, look, it wasn't Christianity that started World War I or World War II, blah, blah, blah. So like, go check the receipts. I don't blame religion for all war. I mean, we're Christians, right? So we have a vested interest in it. But I will say that religion was definitely the overtone or the undertone when Christian radio was talking about the war. It was framed as these are good guys from Tennessee that just go to church, and then they woke up one day, their country randomly got attacked. These good Christian boys, so they tooled up, and who are they going to fight? The Muslims. So there was a crusader type ideology happening in the Christian world at the time.
Yeah,
that's just
a
fact. And
they connected it to something in the Old Testament, like Cain, or I don't remember. Two brothers. And so there was always going to be fighting.
Isaac and Ishmael.
Is that?
That's a dispensationalist idea. There's always going to be war in the Middle East because of Isaac and Ishmael, even though I had nothing. I mean, these are Babylonians. They're not even. But who cares? We don't care about actual like details with this stuff. We're just. Yeah. But the other thing that was happening religiously was they were also connecting this to the end time scenario because. Oh my God, Iraq is Babylon, and it's clear in the Ezekiel that Babylon is the big bad guy, so blah, 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 and so there was definitely they definitely theologized that. Bush kind of did, Rumsfeld got on and he said, they want to meet Allah and we want to send them to Allah, so whatever, and oh man, I remember when Rumsfeld said, I was like, yeah! Fuck those Muslims. I didn't know anything about Islam. Didn't know anything about Muslims. I just wanted to kill them. Thank you so much for forgiving me. Good night. And the only thing that I can appeal to is the brutalized body of Jesus Christ to atone for my participation in all that bullshit. They'll rain their Holocaust down from the sky. One of the things that was really interesting about the Iraq War is they televised it. So they had this thing called the shock and awe campaign. And it was just, you turn on Fox News, and by that time I'd already been thoroughly propagandized by Christian radio. You turn on Fox News, and it was just boom, 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 boom. Just complete destruction of that. And it was like, yeah, shock. Go to YouTube right now, click shock and awe, you'll see it. And we just televised this shit, and every single explosion accounted for a dead human being. And you put that...
What about what Alan just said?
You put that on mainstream media.
There was no Iraq war because it wasn't even a fair fight? Is that what he's saying?
No, it wasn't a declared war. Like, you have to,
okay. All right.
Yeah, so it wasn't like a war, right? And as Mohammed Khomeini says, the 9/11 attacks were retaliation for many years of American foreign policy in the Middle East, namely parking all of our stuff in Kuwait and Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is the holiest city to Muslim people. It's the birthplace of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's very, very holy, and we just step in there because we're a global empire and say, hey, what's up? And of course, the Saudis aren't going to do anything. On top of that, we have unilateral, complete support of Israel over and against the Palestinian people, and those people are facing apartheid and a mini genocide of their own. And we unilaterally supported the Israelis and continuously unilaterally support the Israelis. So that's the issue. The issue, but see, We were not told any of that stuff. Remember what they told us? They said, those people, why did they attack us? And Bush got up there in that little speech. I hadn't slept for 3 days, so I missed that speech from Bush.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I was parked in front of my TV, and Fox kept showing those people jumping over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, even I remember seeing it.
I was just, and I was like pretty close to, that's why I ended up in the hospital, like very, very close after that. But
oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I'm glad. I don't think I could have hurt someone. I'd say it that way, because there was particularly the one black guy in my AP English class. The day after, he said something like, "I mean, hey man, it happens. People die every day." And I looked at him, and I said, "What the fuck did you just say?" And the teacher said, we're gonna take a break."
I can't believe he said that.
I was gonna murder that kid. I really was. And she said, "We're gonna take a break." I was completely off. My mind was crazy, and I was completely, like I said, it was like day 3, and I hadn't got any sleep, and I just fell asleep. But in the video, Bush goes, "Why did they attack us?" You might ask. They attack us because they hate our freedom. Mm-hmm. No, they didn't attack us because they hate our freedom. As a matter of fact, a lot of these super religious Muslim dudes look at our freedom as slavery. They didn't attack us for our freedom. They attacked us because we consistently attack them, we murder their children, and we support people that oppress and murder their children. That's why they attacked us.
Wow.
That's why my aunt is dead. And my friends. Whole bunch of them. Because they went off and, whatever. So, it's mind-boggling to me that we can be lied into a war and then there's no accountability for it.
I know. It's crazy.
That's the worst part about it.
But,
there's a God in heaven. So, deal with that. I think it's a very, 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 very important song. Rest in peace to all the... Just rest in peace to everybody, and hopefully we can have peace, and hopefully we can all live, and we can have forgiveness for ourselves and others, and we can figure out how to not murder each other. Mm-hmm. So it's a good song. It's a good song for that. What do you got? What do you give it?
I'm giving it a 9. I thought it was really, well done, and I think the message is important, and it was heavy. Always like that.
It was very, 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 very heavy. I have to read this. It's why my cousin had to go to Iraq to go fight a nation that didn't destroy us and didn't come home.
Oh, God.
Rest in peace to Roth's cousin. And like I said, I hate that all those people died. We killed all those people, and yeah, America, you were fighting for the empire, but at the end of the day, you're a human being, and you got people that love you and miss you, and inshallah, we'll all figure it out. This is a 9.8 from me. Very, very important song. Very, very important song. 9.8. What do you give it?
I give it a 9.
There you are, dear listener. Look, horrible things happen in the world. We did horrible things. Horrible things have been done to us. Guys, do your best to be as happy as possible for as long as you possibly can on this earth, man. Just do your best to be happy. It's a lot of heavy stuff from time to time. I get it.
And try to alleviate the suffering of others.
Yeah. Try to alleviate suffering and love people the best you can, and be happy. Yeah, there's terrible shit in the world, absolutely. But there's a lot of good, too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good, too. All right, there you are, dear listener. Vin out.
Sorry out.
Gone.